name is Christopher Hasten, and I'm going to be talking to you about the Trans-Saharan trade, which was a trade between North Africa and West Africa. And what these two places would do is they get in caravans, and which is a group of people with camels carrying their goods, and they go to a trading post such as Timbuktu. And the two main things that were included in the trade were salt and gold. Salt was a very valuable product at the time because it was necessary for human health, and it was an important mineral in foods.
Islam first arrived in Africa in 641, and by the mid-8th century, many Muslim trading posts had been set up along the West African coast. As Islam spread throughout the empires of West Africa, many of the civilians began to accept Islam. This began a process of cultural diffusion, as many Islamic practices were taken up by the local people. As time went on, many of the rulers of these empires began to accept Islam, and this had a great influence on their ruling trades. One very important such ruler was Mansa Musa.
Alright, hello guys. Today we're talking about Mansa Musa. And Sundiata, my name is Noah Hamoud, and let's get into it. Sundiata is seen as the founder of the Mali Empire, and in that he unified the state of Mali into a very unified state from which it had been ruled by the Ghanaians before, and he unified it in 1240 when he captured the capital, which was Timbuktu, and made that his own capital. So, Mansa Musa, who came 70 years later, was another Mali Empire, a ruler, but he was different. He, unlike the other ones, he was Muslim, and being Muslim, he went on his Hajj, and in his Hajj, he brought back a lot of Muslim scholars, and he built a mosque in the city, and he instated a lot of Muslim things into the city, like he put libraries, he had the city to study the Quran, and different things.